Maureen Grudzinski, growing up being a psychic medium, how she found out.
At that time, I didn't realize that I was a psychic medium because I thought everyone was the same. I had these beings around me that would protect me. I had the ability to see energy and see other beings that were not like us.
Maureen Grudzinski on Vilma, live in LA. All right, I am super excited because we've got on the show someone who is just so extraordinary, a psychic medium, an entrepreneur. So tonight we would like to welcome Maureen Grudzinski to Vilma, live in LA. Hi.
Hi, it's so nice to be here.
Yeah, so nice to meet you. Okay, so we met through Katrina Kusa, who, the people, our viewers love her so much because she's such a sweetheart. So I've had her on the show for like the off and on for the last 2 years or so. So Maureen, let's go to you being a psychic medium and how how did that come out of your life? Because I know it's in there.
Well, it started when I was really young. I was a young child, and at that time, I didn't realize that I was a psychic medium because I thought everyone was the same. Being a child, you don't realize that that is something that's very different. And I had these beings around me that would protect me. I had the ability to see energy and see other beings that were not like us. As I grew up, I think that it kind of dwindled a little bit because I think that, when you go through a life of bullying and people are very different from you, you kind of try to put away the things that are different about you, which of course, I think the bullying has gotten a lot worse, it breaks my heart to see that. And I think it's gotten worse because of social media. Not that we can't do away with it, because with businesses and things like that, we really need it. It's a major focus of our lives, but it's gotten much worse because you go to school, there's bullying, we get bullied as adults, and you can't get away from it at school or at work or even at home sometimes. But then there's no solace because it's on the internet as well, which I feel bad for kids because they deal with it all day long, no matter where they are, and adults as well. But I kind of had to put that in the back of my mind because I couldn't focus on I'm a psychic. I have these beings around me all the time. So I had to put away the differences that I had. I started to notice that things were different when I was driving in a vehicle with my parents, and I noticed that the street lights would go out when I would drive underneath them because I am an energy worker and an energy mover. So the electrical would go out, or if I would get angry, I would notice that light bulbs would smash, or they would dim, or they would go out. The other cars weren't having those things happen. So that was a major difference that would happen. And it would still happen even though I would try to put it out of my mind. But the other vehicles weren't having it happen. I did, however, think that it was really interesting. And I thought the city was doing it because they were trying to save lives. But that wasn't happening. So it continued. And as I got older, my mom got sick and it became more powerful. And then I became sick and it became more powerful. And as my mom was fading away, she passed away. The week before she passed away, she came to visit me because she was kind of transitioning between this life and the life that she was crossing into. And she came to visit, and she was kind of like a hologram. Mm-hmm. I could smell her, I could feel her. She was still warm. And she passed away a week later. So I knew that there was definitely something that was different because as an adult, you start to notice things that are different about people, and people start to talk. In my family, we didn't talk about those things. My mother was an Irish Catholic. My dad was an English Protestant. They didn't talk about things. You never mentioned spirits. It was only the Holy Spirit. That was all that would visit. So things were very different for me growing up. And if you didn't go to church, it was laziness. It wasn't that you couldn't believe. And if you believed in something different, you were the black sheep in the family. So it was put away for a while. And then once my mom passed away, we started noticing signs, and no one wanted to believe it except for me. And that's when I decided I'm coming out of my broom closet because something needs to be done, and I needed to start researching, even though I did it on my own on the slide.
Up next, Maureen talks about the one person she was able to help immediately as soon as she embraced her extraordinary ability. When that happened, what was the first thing, or was there a situation or a person that you're able to help immediately?
Myself,
Mhm.
I became ill, like I said, and I really needed to start doing something to make myself feel well. So I reached out to someone and asked, what can I do to help myself and my body? So the person told me to start by going for Reiki
Mhm.
classes.
Yeah.
So I took Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and I noticed that I was very different from the people in those classes. Reiki was started by a man by the name of Usui, who went to the top of a mountain and he learned on his own. And then it was learned that people would be drawn to him and they would learn. It's a different time. It's a different time now because now people pay to get lessons. And some people are drawn because of the money, but some people are definitely drawn because they want to help people. Um, so I started to notice that when I was doing the Reiki on these people, I was getting a very different reaction. And I started to notice that there was a very strange staticky feeling, and people are starting to notice colors. And when I would draw the symbols on someone, they can feel every movement of my fingers or my hands. And I was picking up psychic premonitions or psychic um, visions or changes within their body, and I was actually reading them as I was doing this, which is not normal because Reiki is more of you're used as a conduit for your source or your God or whomever you believe in. And that God or source is supposed to be healing the person, whereas I was actually starting to heal the person. And in Reiki, you actually get healed every time you heal a person as well. So I was healing them and their source was healing them at the same time, but I was being depleted because I wasn't blocking that feeling. So that was basically the start of everything.
Up next, Maureen talks about how she's able to help more people through her ability to read them. Do people ask you for a reading in
Of
general?
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I got sicker and sicker, I was in a moldy building and I wound up being diagnosed with mold and heavy metal poisoning. And I blacked out in my office I was working in. And it was really strange because I had had this diagnosis or symptomatic condition since I was a young child and never noticed it. And it's something that is really rare, but um, everything in my autonomic system completely flip-flopped. My blood pressure was extremely high, my heart rate was extremely high, and then it kind of flipped after a while. So my senses were extremely heightened, including my sixth sense. So I started going to I went to a class and I thought it was going to be that I was going to get a reading because I really felt I needed one at that time because I was struggling. And I didn't have a mentor like most people could go to. I didn't know where there was a place. I've had this since I was really young. I didn't know how this went. I didn't know who to go to or ask questions. And I know that there was a particular person in my family who had told me stories when she was younger, and she knew when someone would call who it was. She knew when
Mm.
someone was going to pass away, and that person passed away in my family. So I couldn't even go to her. And she was one of the most amazing people in my life, and she was very important to me. So I went to this class and I thought I was going to be read. And they said, today you're going to read someone and you're going to switch. So we did a 5 sense meditation. I'd never been able to focus before. I am extremely ADD, and pizza would get me going into, someplace else to smell pizza. So I did the meditation and I kind of came back crying. I had met my mom in this place during this meditation, and it was the first time I really cried about her death. I never really had the opportunity. I'm a caregiver. I take care of everyone else. I get them, in the car. I give them tissues. I take care of them. And it was really amazing because she sat with me, she talked to me, and it wasn't about her health or her illness or anything else. It was just a great day sitting with her, like a girl's day. And when I sat with this girl, I said, I've never done this before. I can't do it. I don't think I can. She said, well, you're going to go first and I'll help you. I've been here before. And I read her, and it was like a movie played out. It was amazing. I didn't think I could ever do this. And I kept practicing, and I taught my son, and he has amazing abilities as well. And it just kept going. And then I started to learn tarot cards, and I didn't like just memorizing the book. So I found a way for me to do it. And I used my intuition to see what I saw first in the card. And that's how I started doing it. And then I created this business, and people started coming to me and they wanted readings, and it just kept going and building. And I created a little witchy, and then I became the mayor of my town, which is a
Wow.
totally different story, but my town needed help, and I'm a giver, and that's who I am. And I thought, you know, I never thought of this before, but because I'm a mayor, I can marry people. So I created magical matrimonials by a little witchy, and I started performing marriages, and I love doing it so much because what's the greater thing in life than love? You do
Yeah.
that every single day with these people. And I write my marriages from scratch, every single one of them, and I get to meet people through Zoom. And I performed hundreds of marriages, and I get to be with them on their favorite day of their life. And it's amazing to me.
Wow, you're such a gift, because your purpose is really to make people happy, to give,
Mhm.
a
Joy.
sense of purpose. That's wonderful.
Joy
Um,
is the best thing that you can give to a person.
yes, totally. So then we were also talking earlier about, your book that will be coming out. Can you give us a little background and the purpose, also the meaning?
Absolutely. So it's going to be a book line, and it's called Hello Witchy and Friends. Every book will be different. I was bullied in school, and there were some things that went on at home that weren't the best for me. So I would leave school and I would come home, and there wouldn't be any solace there. And um, I think anti-bullying, the message is really extremely important. And with Katrina, she's running for Miss Massachusetts, and I'm so excited for her, and I'm extremely proud of her. Her family is very important to us, to my family, my husband and I especially. They've become family to us as well, and they're extremely loyal. We're extremely loyal to them, and they are very important. And Katrina as well. She has a book. Um, it's anti-bullying. That's her platform that she's going to run with: anti-bullying, domestic abuse. And I'm very much an advocate of anti-bullying and anti-abuse, especially women, children, animals, elderly, disabled people. And I think that that's important. But this particular book line for me is going to be Hello Witchy and Friends, and it's going to have little Easter eggs throughout it. So the people in my life that I love are going to know that it's them that I'm representing with each character. And the people in my life that are maybe going to be the monsters will be the monsters. I'm going to do the illustrations myself, possibly with some help, but every book is going to teach morals, ethics, values. I think it's extremely important to get back to that because I think this world is going sideways. Um, and I think that when children go to school, the teachers are not the people that should be teaching those lessons. I think it should start at home. I think it's important that the parents should be teaching this. They shouldn't be sending their kids to school as babysitters. That's not what this is about. And while the parents are reading these books to the children, hopefully they'll learn something as well. I think it should get back to basics. I think it's very important that they learn to teach their children not to say bad words or teach their children, to go to school and talk about people, or to pull the rug from underneath another person and to not badmouth somebody. The parents shouldn't be doing it at home to teach the kids either. I think it's very important to get us back to where we're supposed to be.
Still to come, Maureen talks about her project with Katrina Kusa and the strong support she and her husband have for Katrina.
Katrina and I, we can kind of partner up a little bit. So I think that she's such an amazing kid, super talented singer, songwriter, rapper, pianist. She's absolutely stunning on top of everything. She's so well spoken. She's in college
so kind. And so kind.
The kindest girl. I can't imagine how anybody can't love her. She's absolutely amazing. And a paranormal investigator who I've worked with before, she's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. She's so well spoken, and an author. I mean, I can't say enough about this girl. She's just lovely, absolutely lovely. And my husband and I, we just love her to pieces. She called me immediately when she found out about the Miss Massachusetts pageant, and I told her how proud of her I was. And I wanted to cry because I just think the world of her. And I said, Katrina, Todd and I have spoken, and we would like to be your very first sponsor. We opened a business called Centurion Tactical International. My husband teaches close quarter battle classes for law enforcement officers, mass shooting classes, to protect law enforcement, survivalists, whomever would like to take the classes. And we said we would like to purchase your evening gown. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and I called her back and I said, I would also love to be able to sponsor you again for your swimwear. And that would be for my business also, either through Magical Matrimonials or through my podcast, who I have with my partner, Anthony Simonelli, Dimensions of the Supernatural, because she does paranormal work also. So I'm super excited and blessed to be able to help her with that. And she was really excited. So it's amazing to be able to help her.
I love having you on the show. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot more. And so is there anything we can tell the audience where they can find you?
You can find me at www.alilwitchy.com. All of my endeavors are listed there. The Magical Matrimonials, if you're getting married, I would love to help you. I do travel. I have a podcast called Dimensions of the Supernatural with my co-host, Anthony Simonelli. He has been wonderful to work with. We have been doing this for a little over a year, and we have gotten so many followers. We have some amazing guests. They have been, the little guy who is just starting out. We have had Patty Negri on our show. We have had Jeff Mudgett, who is the great-great-grandson of H.H. Holmes, the first known serial killer in the United States. They have just recently linked him to Jack the Ripper. They think he's the same person. We have had Sam Baltrusis with us. I mean, we have had some amazing guests, and it's not just the major names, it's the smaller people too who are have small businesses, and we are linking with some of them as a sponsorship for the show also.
Check out Maureen Grudzinski's Dimensions of the Supernatural.
I have a friend that I'm working with currently. His name is Kristen Elderac. He's a rapper, and he's been rapping with some major names. We're trying to get some paranormal shows together. I had spoken with Ms. Toy. She's excited. She was really wanting to get involved in this as well. So we have a lot going on right now. We're just trying to get some funds together so that we can do the major show that we would really like to work on. I was working with my friend Alfie MacArthur. He's in Scotland, and we had a major show planned, and we're trying to get that together. So it was going to be 8 episodes here in the United States and 8 episodes in the UK. and it was going to be with some major celebrities. So stay tuned for that too. That might be working out. But watch Dimensions of the Supernatural. I think you'd be really interested. You could find it on, A Little Witchy YouTube. We have ERRT Radio together with us, as well as BB3 TV. You could find that on YouTube or on Facebook. And also, we were picked up by an international radio station, UG Media, which is www.theug.media. They are showing us in the UK, and it's an international broadcast. So we've been picked up by 3 major places, and we're so excited, and things are happening, and we have a lot of major paranormal people working with us. So it's been a lot of fun, and we're just waiting to see where this takes off. It's only been a little over a year, so it's big things.
It will happen. Well, once again, thank you so much for being on the show, and for sure we'll have more. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All the people around the world, don't give up, don't give in, listen to your heart. One human race of different faiths, all embraced in a solemn place. Listen to your soul. All we want, all we need is freedom. All we want, all we need is freedom. For you and for me and for everyone. Freedom. This is our home. We all call the earth. Shout it out, sing it loud, listen to your voice. All we want, all we need is freedom. All we want, all we need is freedom. For you and for me and for everyone. And we will be seeing you again on Vilma live in LA. And as always, yes, thank you for being such a wonderful audience. And from my heart to yours, as always, remember, we give you a whole lot of have a great super day wherever you are, and around here, have a great super evening. Bye now.